Now, sometimes in your program, you'll find that there are variations listed with percents next to them, and those percentages are intended to be of that specific variation. Now, I understand you might not have established maxes in a lot of those lifts, so I'm gonna now help you kind of, estimate, guesstimate your best starting point. And please pay attention, I'm gonna throw a lot of numbers at you here. So for the front squat, because the front squat will have such high variability compared to the high bar back squat or low bar competition style squat, that one I actually would recommend working up to something relatively heavy, heavy set of 3 to 5, and then using the rep max calculator from there so you can better inform your decision. For the high bar squat, if you want to base that off of your low bar squat, I'd say to take 90% of that. For a paused variation, whether it's high bar or low bar, take 90% of whatever your max is in the regular lift. So if you were trying to find a high bar pause squat percentage and you only know a low bar max, you would then take 90% to find the high bar max, and then 90% of that number to find the high bar pause squat max. For close grip or wide grip benching, about 93% of your competition grip is a good place to start. For the spoto press and feet up benching variations, I'd take more like 90%. Spoto press will vary pretty widely, so you may have to adjust more from there. Incline bench compared to competition bench, I would take about 80%. For deadlift variations in the block pull, conventional block pulls, I would take 95% of your pull from the floor, while sumo block pulls, I would take 105% of your pull from the floor. Deficit deadlifts, probably 95% is a good rule of thumb there as well. Now, for all of these, use the percentages as a guideline. You can adjust, they're a good place to pick your initial weight from, but then you need to adjust by feel up or down from there. And after 2 or 3 workouts, you should have a pretty good idea of what numbers you need to be using. And then once you come back around to those numbers again in your next training cycle, you can just adjust based on the previous training cycle. So let's say you were doing pause squats 200 pounds for 6 reps. The next time you come back to that for sets of 6, you want to try and do 210, and you just kind of go from there. So the percentages really just will help you inform a starting point.